12.2 odds. So we tend to throw around the words probability and odds together, but they're two very different things. Probability is within the odds, and hopefully today we can kind of start to determine the differences between them. So the odds given at horse races, at craps, at all gambling games in Las Vegas and other casinos throughout the world are always odds against unless they are otherwise specified. So meaning every time, if you've ever been to Vegas or Atlantic City or anything like that, or gambled on a cruise ship, you probably see like numbers, and they don't tell you anything. They just say like 1 to 30. It'll look like this. That means you're gonna lose 30 more times than they are. This is them winning. This is the casino winning. This is you losing. So anytime you see that, that's what it is. That's how many times you're gonna lose as they win. So it's not good. They're not good numbers. So odds against an event is a ratio of the probability that the event will occur to or fail to occur, failure, to the probability that the event will occur, success. Thus, to find the odds, you must first know or determine the probability of success and the probability of failure. So odds against is P of event fail to occur over P event occurs, so it's failure over success. So odds against, that's always failure. So your against is failing, that's why failing is on top. So we want to determine the odds against rolling a 4 on a roll of a die. So if we were to break this down in this example, we want to know the odds against. So odds against, that's probability of not rolling a 4 over the probability of rolling a 4. Because it's failure, which is not, over success, which is rolling a 4. So the probability of not 4, that's 5 out of 6, because only one part of the die is a 4. And that's over the probability of a 4. There's only one of them on the die, so it's 1 out of 6. Do you notice that 5 plus 1 equals 6? Keep that in mind. So we can always, you will do this, cancel out the denominators, and what we're left with is 5 over 1, or 5 to 1. Meaning you are 5 times more likely to get not a 4 than to get a 4. So that's what that means. And of course, those mean the same thing. 5 over 1, 5 to 1. It means the same thing. A fraction is just a ratio, and a ratio are those little dots. All right, odds in favor is P of event occurs over P event fails to occur, so success over failure, meaning it's the opposite. Literally, it's the opposite to failure, or odds against. Let's say odds against. All right, smartphones. The U.S. graph shows the ownership in 2014. I need to update that. 2016. 6 years ago. That was a long time ago. All right. If a smartphone owner is randomly selected, determine the odds against the individual owning a Samsung. So odds against. So odds against. The formula is failure over success. So a pie chart, remember, a pie chart is always out of 100. So how many of them were Samsung? That's the success. So how many were? 27 out of 100, because that's 27% is 27 over 100. And then how many were not Samsung? So the rest, the remaining total, so 100 minus 27, we get 73. We're going to cancel out those 100s, and we're left with 73 over 27, or 73 to 27. So part B, is if a smartphone owner is randomly selected, determine the odds in favor they own a Samsung. Remember, odds in favor is just the opposite. It's literally the opposite of odds against. So I'm going to do it the long way, and then I'm going to teach you just a trick. All right, so odds in favor. So odds in favor, that's success over failure. So success, we have that number. It's 27 out of 100. Failure, we have that number too. It's 73 out of 100. We cancel out the hundreds, and we're left with 27 over 73. Isn't that just the direct flip in opposite reciprocal of up here? It is. So that means it's 27 to 73. So if you have one of them and you need the other, just switch them. Literally just switch them because they're opposites of each other. You're allowed to do that. And do you notice 73 plus 27 is 100? All right. Determine the probability from odds. So the odds against Robin being admitted to the college of her choice are 9 to 2. Determine the probability that Robin is admitted and is not admitted. So we're talking about odds against. So odds against, remember that is failure over success. Wow, I can't spell today. There we go. All right, so failure over success. So failure over success, our final answer, we got 9 to 2, which is 9 over 2. So didn't the 9 come from the failure? Because that's on top. So we have 9 over something. And that's all over success. And success is on the bottom. So which is 2 over something. The something, how do we get the denominator? 9 plus 2. 9 plus 2 is 11. So that's how we get our denominators. So we want to know the that she is admitted. So admittance is success. So we want to know the success probability is 2 over 11. And for B, not admitted is failure. And that failure is 9 out of 11, meaning she's probably not going to get into the colleges of her choice.